Imagine the vast, endless expanse of the ocean, deep, dark, and unforgiving. A world in itself, the ocean is a majestic entity, a living, breathing beast that is as mysterious as it is powerful. It stretches out in all directions, a canvas of blue and green, a sight that is as awe-inspiring as it is terrifying. It's an entity that has, since time immemorial, fascinated us, challenged us, and sometimes defeated us. It's a place where the laws of land don't apply. A place where the rhythms of life are dictated by the ebb and flow of the tides, the rise and fall of the waves. The ocean is not just water, it's a complex dynamic system that churns with currents, teems with life, and hides its secrets well beneath its surface. And yet, the ocean can be cruel. It can rear up in fury, its waves towering, its currents treacherous. It can transform from a serene expanse into a turbulent, tumultuous beast within moments. With storms that can whip up waves as tall as buildings, winds that can fling ships like toys, it's an environment that tests the mettle of the toughest. Beneath the surface, it's a different world altogether. A world of silence, of darkness, of creatures unknown and unseen. A world where the pressure can crush and the cold can freeze. A world that's as alien to us as the farthest planets, as inaccessible as the highest peaks. It's a world that's home to the largest creatures on Earth, and yet, it's a world we know so little about. And in this vast, unforgiving wilderness, there are those who dare to venture, to explore, to conquer. Men and women who take to the seas, driven by a sense of adventure, a thirst for discovery, a hunger for the unknown. But what happens when man is faced with this overwhelming force, armed with nothing but his will to survive? What happens when the ocean shows its true nature and man is left to fend for himself in the face of its fury? These are the stories that test the limits of human endurance. The stories that prove that the will to survive is the most formidable force of all. Our story begins on an ordinary day. A small fishing boat sets out into the open ocean, unaware of the ordeal to come. The boat's skipper, a man of grit and experience, is a veteran of the sea. His name is Jack, a seasoned fisherman who knows the ocean like the back of his hand. He's seen his fair share of storms, but today the sea is as calm as a mill pond. Jack's face is etched with lines of sea salt and sun, his hands rough from years of reeling in nets full of fish. But it's his eyes that tell the real story. They are the eyes of a man who respects the ocean's might, who understands that, beneath its serene surface, it can be unpredictable and unforgiving. As the boat chugs along, the sun shines brightly, casting a shimmering path on the water's surface. The sky is a clear blue canvas, stretching out as far as the eye can see. A gentle breeze rustles the sails. It's the kind of day that makes you appreciate the beauty of the sea, the kind of day that lulls you into a false sense of security. Jack and his crew go about their work, casting their nets and hauling in their catch. There's a rhythm to their movements, a familiarity born out of years of practice. The day passes in a blur of activity. The only sounds are the cawing of seagulls, the slap of waves against the hull, and the occasional shout of a crew member. The day draws to a close. The sun dips low in the sky, painting it with hues of orange and purple. The sea reflects the changing colors, mirroring the sky's dramatic canvas. It's a beautiful, peaceful scene, but beneath this tranquility, the ocean is brewing a storm. As the last light of the day fades, Jack and his crew prepare to head back. They've had a good haul, and spirits are high. But the sea has other plans. The first signs of a storm appear on the horizon, a dark smear against the fading light. Little did they know their lives were about to be changed forever. Suddenly a storm hits. The boat is tossed like a toy in a bathtub. The once serene ocean transforms into a tempestuous monster, its waves swelling with terrifying might. The sky, once a clear azure, darkens to a ghastly gray, the sun's comforting light smothered by the angry storm clouds. The boat, once a secure sanctuary, is now no more than a helpless vessel caught in the storm's merciless grasp. The wind howls like a pack of wolves, its icy breath biting through the crew's clothes, sending shivers down their spines. The boat creaks and groans under the pressure, a chilling reminder of its fragility against the unyielding might of nature. Amidst the chaos, panic seizes the crew. Shouts are swallowed by the roar of the storm, instructions lost in the cacophony of crashing waves and howling winds. Each rolling wave, each gust of wind, is a cruel taunt of the storm's power, a reminder of their insignificance in the face of nature's wrath. Their worst fears are realized when, with a devastating blow, a monstrous wave capsizes the boat. In an instant, the world flips upside down. The ocean's icy grip pulls them under, the salt water stinging their eyes, filling their ears with a deafening roar. Their desperate gasps for air are met with mouthfuls of seawater, their struggles for survival becoming a dance with death. The storm shows no mercy, the ocean no compassion. Each wave is a brutal assault, each surge a relentless attack. But amidst the chaos, amidst the fear, there is a glimmer of hope. It's the instinct to survive, the will to endure, the grit to fight. It's the light in their eyes that refuses to be extinguished, the spirit that refuses to surrender. The storm rages on, its fury unrelenting, but so too does the will of the crew, their spirit unbroken. They cling to life with a tenacity that defies the storm, their determination a beacon in the tempestuous sea. In the blink of an eye, they found themselves at the mercy of the ocean. Yet, even in the face of such overwhelming odds, they chose not to succumb to despair but to fight, to survive. Stranded in the open ocean, the true battle for survival begins. The storm has passed, leaving nothing but a vast, desolate sea in its wake. The once rhythmic lullaby of the waves now echoes the loneliness of a solitary soul adrift. It's a chilling reminder of how quickly the beauty of nature can turn into a harsh, unforgiving landscape. Imagine the fear, like an icy hand gripping the heart, as the reality of the situation sinks in. You're alone, miles away from the nearest land, with nothing but a life raft between you and the merciless deep. Every sound is magnified, the slap of water against the raft, the wind howling through the rigging, the distant cry of a seagull, each one a stark reminder of the isolation. The struggle to stay afloat becomes a constant battle, the once buoyant optimism that buoyed the spirit, now replaced with a grim determination to survive. Every ounce of strength, every shred of willpower is focused on keeping the life raft from capsizing, on keeping the body from succumbing to the harsh elements. As the hours turn into days, the attempts to signal for help become more desperate. Flares are fired into the sky, their bright trails a stark contrast to the dark abyss above. Messages in bottles are cast into the sea, each one a tiny beacon of hope set adrift. Yet, despite these attempts, the vastness of the ocean swallows up these cries for help, leaving behind a deafening silence. The dwindling hope is perhaps the most daunting obstacle. The human spirit is resilient, yes, but it too has its limits. As the days turn into nights, and the nights back into days, the once vibrant hope starts to fade. It's replaced by a grim acceptance, a realization that the chances of rescue are slim. Yet, even in the face of such adversity, the will to survive persists. It's a testament to the human spirit, to our innate desire to live, to endure against all odds. With each passing hour, their hopes of rescue grew dimmer, but the flame of survival, though flickering, never goes out. Just when all hope seemed lost, a miracle occurred. The echo of a distant helicopter, a beacon of hope in the desolate expanse, grew louder. The rescue team, a band of heroes in the eyes of our survivor, had arrived. Their skill and precision, honed by countless missions, were on full display as they maneuvered their way through the sky's vast canvas. A wave of relief washed over our survivor as he was hoisted into the safety of the helicopter, the terrifying abyss of the ocean now beneath him. The joy of being found, of knowing he would return to the world he once knew, was overwhelming. His heart pounded in rhythm with the helicopter's blades, a symphony of survival. His ordeal was over, replaced by the warmth and safety of the rescue team's embrace. His eyes welled up, not with fear, but with gratitude. And so, against all odds, they survived the wrath of the sea. This incredible story of survival teaches us many things. It's a tale of a journey that goes beyond the physical, diving deep into the human spirit and its indomitable will to survive. It reminds us of the power within, the power that often lies dormant until it is challenged by the furies of nature. This story tells us that a well-prepared mind can turn the tide in the face of the most dire circumstances. Preparedness is not just about having the right tools, it's about having the right mindset to adapt, to improvise, to overcome. It also teaches us a lesson of humility, a reminder that we are mere guests in the vastness of the ocean. It calls for our respect for nature, for its beauty and its wrath, and the understanding that we are not its masters, but its stewards. In the face of the ocean's wrath, they found their strength, resilience, and the will to survive. That is the true power of the human spirit.